Are you ready to take the happiness challenge? Today I'm going to share with you 5 easy steps you can start to take today that will make a huge difference in your overall happiness. If you're curious and you're ready to take the challenge, then be sure to keep watching. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and this is my weekly YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys each and every week, all about the art of creating an amazing life through mindset and manifestation. So if you want to be part of this journey, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. Happiness is one of those things that I know everybody is actually after. When it comes down to it, our feelings, our emotions are so much of what drives us forward in life. So if you think about anything that you want in your life right now and think about why you want it, the reason is because you think that thing is going to make you happy. The funny thing is though, happiness isn't something that comes from an external place. It is something that we create in ourselves. And that also means that you can start to create it in yourself starting right now. You don't have to wait until you get the degree or the guy or the car or whatever. You can start to create your happiness right now. And in fact, creating your happiness right now will actually make you more magnetic to the things that you really want anyway. So why not work on boosting that happiness quota up? It is something, like I said, you can start right now. It is totally free. It isn't something anyone else can do for you. So if you're serious about creating an amazing life for yourself, then I really want you to take the challenge and let's jump right into it. Step number 1 in the challenge is to forgive others. Forgiveness is such an important component of happiness, because if you're sitting in this victim mentality, if you're blaming your life situations on an ex, on your parents, on your teachers, on your school, on whatever, then it's going to be really hard for you to actually move forward from that and to create an amazing life for yourself. So I know that not everybody's life is perfect. Actually, nobody has a perfect life. And I know that there are things that happened to you in the past that, were huge hurdles for you. We all have things that we're dealing with. And of course, some people are dealing with way crazier issues than others. And I'm not trying to put everybody on the same plane, but this is a choice that everyone has to make at a certain point in time. You can cry about the past all you want. You can wish somebody treated you better. You can wish certain things were different, but that's not going to change where you are right now. None of that will change where you are right now. So walking around with this chip on your shoulder and pointing your finger of blame at other people is never going to let you feel empowered. And the number one thing you need to create an amazing and happy existence is to feel empowered and to feel like you have control over your life right now. So forgiveness is key. It is time to go back and to think about those people or places or situations that you're still holding on to for whatever reason, and think about why you're holding on to them and whether this is serving you or not. One of those old quotes that I really love that actually, I'm not even sure where this came from. This is just one of those internet things, I think. But it's that if you, that bitterness is like drinking poison and wishing for the other person to die. And it's totally true. You can be as bitter as you want. You can be as angry and resentful as you want. It's never going to go back and change the situation, and it's definitely never going to change the other person or place or thing or whatever. It's never going to change anything. The only person that you're hurting is yourself. So number 1 step towards being a happy person and creating a happy life is to let all that stuff go. You have spent enough time there. You have felt that bitterness or that anger or that resentment for so long. I am telling you that there is another better way of being in life, but you will only be able to get there by leaving that stuff in the past. So be brave enough and let it go and watch just how quickly your life can start to transform. Step number 2 in the happiness challenge, on the same note, is to learn how to forgive yourself. So the first step was all about learning how to forgive other people, because a lot of us get stuck in this victim mentality of blaming other people or places or things for where we are now. Super tempting. But another thing that so many of us do is to blame ourselves and to get really, really caught up over our past mistakes or our past tribulations or whatever happened to you, and to really, really blame ourselves for things going wrong or for things not being the way you want them to be right now. So I have recently shifted the whole way I look at life, and especially the way I look at mistakes and failures or any of these things, because I've come to realize that they don't actually exist. So we all grew up in a school system that was very black and white, like you passed or failed a test, you got to go to the next level or you didn't. So we're all kind of obsessed with this idea of failure or passing or doing things right. But that really doesn't apply so much to normal life. Like if everybody that started a business gave up after they encountered their first failure, there'd be basically no businesses in the world. If every person that had an idea, an inventor that had an idea failed the first time they tried to make something happen, we'd be without way less cool stuff in the world. So failure isn't something that people can avoid, and it definitely isn't something that you need to keep punishing yourself for by not forgiving yourself. So I want you to think back to those moments, those disappointments, those heartbreaks, to whatever it is in your past that you are still blaming yourself for, and go look in the mirror. Take this time to go over and look in the mirror and tell yourself, I forgive you, because those things are not a failure. They've made you who you are today, and they've just highlighted the things in life that weren't working for you, which means that you're one step closer to figuring out what does work for you. So I want you to forget about, the job you didn't get, the school you didn't get into, the person that didn't want to go out with you, whatever it was, the heartbreaks, all of that stuff. Forgive yourself for it, because there are new, better, brighter things on the horizon, but you're not going to be able to see them if you're still bitter to yourself about your past or for whatever went on in your past. So this is tip number 2, is to learn how to forgive yourself. Tip number 3, and one of my other most favorite life-changing tips ever of all time, is to watch your language. So it is so, so key that we learn how to speak to ourselves with care and respect and love. It is honestly amazing if you start to listen to your inner voice, how incredibly rude and mean and unloving that voice can be. So you may not be able to get control of that voice all of the time, but you can start to choose words, especially when you're speaking, that are way more respectful of yourself. So stop with the self-deprecating jokes. Stop making jokes like, oh, this is what always happens to me, or oh, this is just my luck, or oh, whatever. Stop making fun of yourself. Stop putting yourself down. Stop telling other people and telling the world that you should expect less in life for whatever reason. Why on earth would you put that out into the world? Why on earth would you try to make that an expectation? Why on earth would you want yourself and the universe and everyone else to believe in that? Your words are super valuable, so I want you to challenge yourself to speak about yourself with love. And hopefully the thoughts that you have about yourself will start to become like that as well. I know it's more challenging because they're in your brain and you think it doesn't matter, but they matter. So start speaking with words that are respectful and loving and kind, and stop being a mean girl to yourself. It really is so key. How can you be happy if you're speaking negatively about yourself all the time? It's really challenging, you guys. So please don't try to do that. Please take the negativity away and start to bring a sense of love to your own interactions with yourself. Tip number 4 on the happiness challenge is to stop worrying. I know this is a big one, but really, you guys, worrying can get way out of hand. The thing is, your brain thinks it's actually doing something useful when it's worrying. It thinks that it's doing something that will actually matter. But when it comes to it in real life, there's only so much planning you can do. There's only so much strategizing or preparing or researching you can do for anything ahead of time. At a certain point in time, you have to give it all up and let life happen and trust yourself that you can figure things out in the moment. So this is an analogy I recently heard somewhere, but if you had read a book about learning how to drive, would you know how to drive? The answer is no, of course. Yet in our personal life, we think that if we think about a big event and we think about it over and over and over and over again, that somehow we will know how to do it. And we forget that we really learn the most by doing things in real life. We need to do things in real life, whether our brain agrees with us or not. So letting your brain worry and stress and create anxiety and go to those crazy places it likes to go to, especially at 3 a.m., is not doing anyone any favors. And I know that simply saying stop worrying is probably not enough for you to break this mental habit, but hopefully this little talk today will help you to understand what's really happening. It's just your brain trying to make itself useful, and your brain really isn't being all that useful. So you can start to take control back. You can start to occupy your mind with things that are actually way more better feeling and more fun, but it does take some conscious effort on your part to get out of that old habit of negativity and worry about things that you can't even really do anything about yet. So if this is resonating with you, I'll probably do another video on this topic because I could go a lot deeper into it, but I just want to put this out there that worrying is really optional. It is not doing anyone any favors. Your brain may not believe you when I tell this to you, but it is true. Worry is optional. So if you can stop worrying, you will save yourself so much energy that you can put into other things, and especially put into your own happiness. Okay, the last one, step number 5 on the happiness challenge today is on a similar note. Instead of focusing on the future and worrying about it, I want you guys to stop focusing on your past and becoming sad about it, because this is, I think, where a lot of depression and sadness come from. When we start to live in the past and we start to think about things we wish were different, there's absolutely no way for us to go back there and change anything, right? The past is already over. We are here now. So thinking about the past, you know, sometimes it can be nice. It can be nice to walk down memory lane. It can be nice to reminisce about things. But if you are thinking, you know, if you're really caught up on something that happened in the past, it's time to go back to the second topic and forgive yourself about it, to release and let go, and to start over, start today, start your life fresh from today without all that baggage, because that baggage isn't going to help you to do anything, and it especially is not going to help you feel better. It's also a clue if you're living in the past a little bit too much, if you're obsessing a little too much about simpler times, you know, when things were easier. It is really easy to sugarcoat the past and to think that things were so much more simple. The truth is, even your past, you had problems, you had things you were dealing with. Right now, you're thinking that you're not remembering those problems, and the reason why you're not remembering those problems is because you learned how to solve all those problems. But trust me, all that stress and anxiety and worry about those problems was still there. There is no time in your life that was perfect. There will never be a time in your life that was perfect. That is not bad news. This is actually very liberating news, because that means that you don't have to try to retreat to a place that you can never get back to. Yeah, so I just want you guys to really think about that. There's a lot of ways we can get stuck in these past-facing scenarios that really leave us feeling helpless, because there's nothing we can do now to shift them. So what I really would suggest, if this is you, is to start working on what you can shift now, which is your feelings, thoughts, and actions in this current moment. You have control over those, and they will help to control and shift your future. You can't go to the past, you can't do anything about that anymore, but you can start creating a beautiful future starting right now. Okay, so that's it. That was my 5-step happiness challenge. I would really love to know which tip really resonated the most with you guys, and which one you are going to work on the most to create some more happiness in your life. If you liked this video, please do me a favor and give it a like. If you know a friend that could use this message, then please pass it along to them, because I need some more friends. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not even at 900 yet, you guys. So please, come on, do me a favor, send it along. I would really love your help in doing that. If you want to learn more about me, come on over to the site. I have a free fear-busting workbook for you guys to download over there. It'll really help you get on the other side of any fear you might be experiencing right now, which is another key part of happiness. Wasn't part of the challenge, but it's true. But on that note, I will leave it today. Thank you again for being here. I'll be back here soon in the next one. So until then, I'm wishing you an amazing week. And as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.